Okay, so on that turn, he didn't really do much at all. He moved units in a somewhat bizarre, random fashion around the centre. The skirmishers had a little fight with our skirmishers there. The biggest movement I could see was that he's bringing the Spanish up from Talavera. Or he's moved these troops around and sort of messing around with this area in here. He did take my skirmisher line up here. Excuse me, but we've got all these troops here. I'm not overly concerned about that. Up on the left, we have a look up here. Just moved his Spanish cavalry into the top of the ridge sort of thing. There was nothing major there. So we'll get straight into it and carry on. So we're still going to carry these guys down. Hopefully, yeah, we're going to override that supply wagon, so we do have some more supplies and we've taken it away from the Spanish. AI doing what the AI does best, just leaving things unattended. I'll take full advantage of that. A human player, I would have thought, would not have done that. So I'm going to carry on bringing this division round. And get ready for an attack. Is that a good place for artillery, did we say? Yeah, it's not too bad at all. So we'll unlimber those guys, ready for the next turn. And that's what they can see. Bring my supply wagon forward. Bring my skirmish line out a little bit. And bring these guys down as well. Don't want to spread too thinly. Just because he has got a little bit more there than I initially had anticipated, but we did think that. Bring these cavalry up. I'm going to carry on with these guys, probably round to my right flank, maybe to the edge of that river, unless there's anything down there that we can see, and bring their artillery up with them as well. Not going to touch these guys because we're still going to wait for our troops on our right to get round. We'll bring the supply wagon in though. We'll move these cavalry. I'm going to start splitting them down into squadrons, moving them around in squadrons a little bit more. And same with these guys as well. And we're going to bring them in support of this attack that's going to go in on our right hand side. So all in the centre again. We'll see what we've got here. So we've got a lot of bunched up troops and everything is pretty much as it was last time. A few small changes. We did have some counter battery and took another one of the guns, which is always handy. And we're going to soften up who we can with artillery. So these guys being all bunched up. Or these guys, probably have a go at them at the back, to be honest, there's more there. And then hit them with another salvo from these guys if we can. We can't, so we'll take these guys here. And again, soften them up with yet another barrage. Heavy guns, how many has he got there? So we've got a battery and 9 guns there, plus 400 men. Bunched up there with 300, 600. Okay, so we'll have a go at the guys at the back, because they're all bunched up. And then hit them with another salvo from the other guns. Okay, so here, excuse me, these guys are approaching. I was expecting them to take out that skirmishing line, but for some reason they didn't. So what I will do is have a go at them with artillery. Good effect. Have a go with my skirmishers. And then have a go with my line infantry. So they got hit pretty hard there. There's still 600 of them. Hopefully that's had quite a drastic effect with that. What, 98 men plus a couple from skirmishers, a couple from the volley fire. They might break. Nobody can hold the line forever like that under continuous fire. So we'll wait and see what we get there. These guns, I'm actually going to bring them around and sacrifice their shot this turn, just so I can have a better field of fire or arc of fire over this open ground. We're sort of limited to a certain extent as to what's coming up over the ridge or coming along the ridge. So I'm going to turn them around, sacrifice my shot for this turn, but I'm not too bothered about it. We do have a lot of soldiers there in good positions. We'll all have a crack at these guys with these heavy guns. Okay, not too bad. So they did make an attack up to the top of the ridge here. we do have some guns, although we won't be able to use them this time. What I will do straight off though is bring these troops into line formation and have a look what he's got. He's got 300 Fusiliers and 400 odd of the Shropshires. So I'm going to have a go at the Shropshires. Nice volley. Fire on the Fusiliers with the skirmishers just to even it out a little bit. And what I'm going to do is turn these guys around and unlimber these guns, because next time they're going to be able to have an opportunity defensive fire on these guys, because I think they're going to attack this line formation here. They're only D quality, not expecting them to hold at all, even though there are, what, 600 almost, but these Germans, I'm not holding much hope for them. So what we'll do, put these guys into line as well, these Nassau infantry, and have another go at the Shropshires. So have a go at the Shropshires. Wasn't as effective that time, no problem. We'll unlimber these guns and put these guys into line. Okay, so we can't fire with those guns because they're light guns. However, he's only got skirmishers there. Can't see anybody that's an immediate threat for the next turn. We're also going to put these guys into line. And I'm anticipating that if these guys do break, these Germans, they're going to need a little bit of bolstering, so we can bring our poles up just behind them. If I was to bring them up now, behind these line infantry, they're going to get disrupted, so I'm going to leave them there. They'll probably run. They might disrupt that unit on their way back if they do rout. But I'll be able to plug in that gap fairly quickly should these guys actually be able to succeed in pushing through the line. I'm going to push onto the road up here. Got some Spanish skirmishers there, so I'll send my skirmishers forward to meet them. Up the road. Change their direction. I'm going to take the road. Or the edge of the road, anyway. A mistake of the mouse. I've still had them selected. What I wanted to do, bring these guys down. But they can fill in the gap anyway. Okay, that was a mistake of the mouse there. Continue with my supply dump in the centre. And start splitting these garrison troops up a little bit, just to see what we've got. March them down in big old columns, really realistic. And we do have Chasseur Cheval, line troops, and some more line troops, and supply cart as well. Excuse me. Now the guard, I initially wanted to use them as a sort of reserve. However, we don't have any infantry in this gap. We do have quite a bit of cavalry, and the Spanish are kind of siphoning off troops from here. And it might be an idea to get some infantry down there, especially because they're good infantry. Maybe bring them in behind that cavalry there and attack sort of this area here. We'll see. We'll bring them down anyway. We don't have that many of them, but we'll bring them down as well. So this area here, what's causing me a little bit of concern, it's a weak point. So I'll bring my skirmishers. I'm going to just bring them out of the woods. And then bring some soldiers down there, some line troops into that gap, just to bolster it a little bit. A bit of a weak point. Bring these guys down as well. Why not bring another one? We've got a lot of troops in the centre there. You can come forward and protect the guns a little bit, because we do have some troops there. And you come forward, you come forward. Just edge our way forward. I don't know if he's going to make another attack on the centre or not, and we want to be ready to make a counter-attack if and when the opportunity arises. Get rid of those skirmishers there. Start breaking down more manageable stacks. Okay, some more dragoons. I forget I can use dragoons as dismounted infantry. I don't want to in this case. We've got the numbers, they don't have to fight dismounted. Again, break those guys down. Actually, what more hex? You come up here. So we do have an awful lot of cavalry, and it's a shame that we're not actually using them. However, there's not a fantastic opportunity to actually use them right at this moment. We don't need them. If it was a campaign game, I'd certainly want to use, or save them, should I say, for a better opportunity when I actually might be able to use them better and need them. So I don't want to throw them away just for the sake of using them. What else we got? So we got that cavalry up there. That cavalry's all moving there. These guys are going to come into play next turn or two, as these guys are sweeping around. We're sending this cavalry here round to protect their rear. It's all kicking off in the centre, or it was. It's calmed down a little bit, but we do have a concentration force there to press home, and that's Wellington centre. But it's going to be a bit of a massacre. It'll be very savage fighting there. Should we push everybody forward because he's still quite strong. Tempted here to probe into this area with these troops down here. And bring the guard down here just to give ourselves a little bit more protection on the flank, and potentially, I mean, he's got rid of one gun there, as you can see. He did have two there before. It's probably taken it, can't see it. But he's moved it somewhere. And we do have dragoons here, which can go as foot infantry as well, so we may consider an attack in Talavera itself. But we'll have a look and we'll see how things go.